Surprise me, Ms. Sewell. Mr. Estes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're here today to discuss the economic reality facing American families, specifically why the efficiencies in modern healthcare don't translate into more affordability for the patients who pay them. You know, in a healthy, normal market, you think vertical integration and scale would result in lower prices and a better patient experience. Yet for the people of Kansas, the 2026 healthcare market is characterized as a physical and financial desert. Families in my district are facing finalized gross premium hikes of 26.6%, with benchmark deductibles as high as $6,000 for individual and $12,000 for families. When we talk about consolidation, we aren't just talking about companies, we're talking about the loss of local options. In 2026, 14 Kansas counties now have only one single insurer left available to them. When a local hospital in a community like Derby, Kansas closes, it isn't just a business failure, it's a new permanent expense for every patient in that town. A routine checkup is turned into an all-day event, including lost wages and travel costs that weren't covered by insurance. This only adds to the affordability crisis where the patient pays twice, once through record high premiums and again through the increased cost of accessing health care through a shrinking market. I hope you can help me understand why American taxpayers who contribute the bulk of your revenue, particularly for what seems to be the Unaffordable Care Act, are seeing a diminishing return in the form of high denial rates and soaring out-of-pocket costs that are utterly unfair to them. I want to talk a little bit about vertical integration for the models that you have. We've talked earlier about as companies, you own an insurer, you own a PBM, often own some physician practices. Those should be designed to drive efficiencies and lower cost. However, your own data shows that the multi-billion-dollar investments in integration, you still have an increase in healthcare spending. Nationally, it's up $5.6 trillion in 2025, and healthcare costs outpaced inflation by 300%. And insurance-owned specialty drugs now cost patients 3 times more than they did a decade ago. Let's be clear, we have 15 years of the Democrats' Unaffordable Care Act, and this has been the result. Americans cannot afford their health care, and the Democrats' only solution is to cut another blank check to the insurance to paper over the inflationary prices. One of the things I want to talk about is how do we, I know a couple of members up here have talked about the for-profit versus nonprofit aspect, but are there federal policies in place that cap your returns? Are you reliant upon the MLR or other provisions to cap your returns? Maybe I'll just go down through the nonprofits. Mr. Hemsley, is that true for you?
Yes, we're subject to a wide spectrum of oversight in every aspect of our business, both the insured and the services side, that really oversee the economics and fair pricing across the board. So we are capped across all aspects of it, and also subject to care ratios.
Yep. So, Mr. Joyner, are you limited as well by MLR?
Yeah, the MLR caps apply to us as well, which is the only place where the caps actually exist in healthcare is for the insurance companies.
Ms. Boudreau, is that there?
Yes, we compete in all of the markets you mentioned, and they're highly competitive and they're highly regulated, and we are subject to minimum MLR from 80 to 85% in those markets. And also file our rates as part of this process.
Mr. Gordani.
Sure. The vast majority of our business in the United States is for U.S. employers, and 85% of that is what's referred to as self-funded. So there's transparency back and forth with our clients, and that's the natural check that happens because they have a choice to hire us or not and which services. And the net of all that is approximately a 4% margin across our entire portfolio of businesses.
Yep. So I know we're about to run out of time here. I think there's probably some reason that maybe we need have some more discussion about, is the MLR driving you to raise your premiums? Because that's one of the ways you can raise profit. And I just think that's something that we need to come back to. We probably don't have time today. You know, I try to get in one more quick question with Mr. Hemsley. You're one of the bigger of the folks that are here, they're one of the bigger players in the Kansas market. And, you know, we've got a concern in Kansas about denial of claims. mean, 26% of all claims are denied within the studies that we have. At the same time, we're having a lot of rural hospitals that are closing. They're operating on a negative 19% margin while waiting 46 days to be paid. I mean, why are you targeting, or why are you, is it taking 46 days to pay?
Again, an excellent question, similar to your colleague. Part of it is time to submission, but we are endeavoring to create a real-time experience so that these can be collapsed. So we are moving, in rural settings, from about 30 days, which is the average to be paid, to less than 15. And that is going on in 4 markets right now, and we expect to expand that once we get, prove those pilots out.
Thank you. That's a critical aspect for so many of the hospitals that I talk to
We understand.
that have to manage their cash flow. Mr. Chairman, I'm over time. I'll yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Smucker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this incredibly